We have talked about this topic a lot, okay, in vlogs and sit down videos and all types of pieces of content. But I wanted to talk to you guys from a different perspective today about burnout, because God has literally walked me through burnout. He has walked me through and delivered me and healed me from the burnout season that I was in, and also given me some tips and tricks to make sure that I don't go through that again. I don't hit that phase again, okay? Burnout sucks. We all know that at this point. So anyway, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what I'm doing now on the other side of burnout, and also how I reclaimed my joy, how I reclaimed my love for what God had originally called me to do, and also what led me to that burnout season in general. So let's chat. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, what's up? My name is Andrea. If you guys are returning, thank you so much for coming back, y'all. Today we're talking about how God brought me through a crazy burnout season. And I know on my channel I've talked a lot about burnout, and I do that for a reason. But truly, I really do feel like God has delivered me from it and brought me out of that. Yeah, so I wanted to walk you guys through what it was like during that burnout season, what kind of caused that, and then some things that I've been doing to make sure I don't hit that again, and to make sure, to hopefully help make sure that you don't as well. You don't experience the same thing that I walked through in a burnout season, you guys. So if you guys are ready, let's hop in. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about what led me to that burnout phase in the beginning. I really do feel like I was running ahead of God, and that's the simplest way to put it. I was running ahead of God on things that I know He had called me to do, but I was wanting to do it without Him. Yeah, and I was also doing the absolute most instead of looking at the simplest, most effective way to the actual goal. Speaking of goals, I was prioritizing goals over everything. Goals over my relationship at the time, goals over my friends, over my family, over everything. And that's just not how life should be lived, in my opinion, okay? There are some people that they go on and prosper with that. But for me, in my house, no, I'm just kidding. For me, I'm God is my priority. Family and friends are next. And then after that is what God has called me to do. And so anyway, that's what kind of led to the burnout, was me prioritizing everything else. Me prioritizing goals, business, all that stuff over absolutely everything else. And that's just not fair to people who are around me, to my current boyfriend at the time. Sorry, y'all, somebody texted me, Lord have mercy. And just, again, all the other people around me that loved me, and also God, of course, too. It wasn't fair to God to prioritize that even over Him, my goals even over Him. And so anyway, that's literally what led to the burnout as a whole. And so that burnout season, if I'm being very, very honest with you guys, I made videos even when I was in the burnout season because I felt like I was on my way out. And I do know for real this time, I am out, and I have to make sure I consistently do what I need to do to make sure I don't fall back into there, okay? But I even made videos back then when I was in the midst of the burnout season because I thought I was on my way out. I felt a little bit better, and then I would crash again, okay? So, and that led to a very depressive season. And that's something I walked through over the past 2 to 3 years. So that's kind of what led to the burnout. That's where I was in the process of everything. And yeah, so here's some of the things that I am doing and have done and did in order to break out of that burnout season that I was in. Number one is the most important thing, and it's something that God had asked me to do for a very long time, and I didn't. Number one was spending time with Him on a daily basis, and quiet time. You guys will hear me say quiet time with God. That's what I'm meaning. It's just one-on-one time with God. It's just me and God. I'm either on my face, I'm on my knees, I'm walking around, worshiping, I'm praying, I'm journaling to Him, I'm whatever, reading the Bible, reading a devotional. I'm spending time with Him. And it doesn't have to be super, super complicated. I have a video on my channel, which I will do my best to link in the description box, that walks through how I spend time with God, and I will link it down below in the description box for you guys, okay? So that's number one, is spending quality time with God, is how he did a work in my heart over the past few months. I feel more alive and more me than I have felt in years, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. And so I'm so thankful. And just me spending time with God, He was able to download some things into me. And yeah, shift my priority and shift my focus and get my attention back on him. So yeah, that's number one. Number two, if you guys know, some of the burnout was related to content creation. And so I started, and that was also one of the things, God had asked me to do 3 things, and I wasn't doing any of them. 1 was spending time with him, 2 was creating content, and then 3 was prioritizing my body as well, like my health. And I wasn't doing any of those. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so number 2, just that was to give you guys some context. Number 2 was whenever it came to creating content, I started creating content that I truly enjoyed. Like the content that I loved to see online was the content that I started to create. And I feel like some of where that burnout came from was me overthinking, me saving all these videos, like, oh, this is gonna be great content, and then never doing the actual action step to create that content. Yeah, I don't advise that. So anyway, I started creating content that was in alignment with him, that was in alignment with what I loved to watch online, and also things that I just enjoyed filming as well. Like if you are doing something and it feels strenuous and just like, ugh, like it felt like I was like trudging through the mud every single time I sat down to film, every single time I did something. And that's again, a whole other backstory as to why that is. It wasn't necessarily the content, it was so much more that was beneath that. But I started really creating content that I enjoyed. And yeah, I think that's it. And I also took myself out of the content creator box of feeling like I could only create one type of content. I'm like, no, like this channel, like you guys we're doing life together here on this channel. So that means you guys are going to see lifestyle content. You guys are going to see Christian content. You're going to see all types of content like this. I just filmed a hair care update. You're going to see more of a lifestyle feel on my channel now because I've shifted my content strategy to be more of what's I like to do, things that I do that I know that you guys can either walk with me through. I can teach you guys, I can help you guys, we can be of value to each other, etc. So that's number 2. Number 3 is I kind of just mentioned it. I totally forgot it was a point here, but I switched from niching to target audience focus. And I'm gonna make a whole separate video on this because this is so key, okay? So many times people are like, but I'm good at so many things. I don't want to just do one thing. And I get it. I 100% get it. And I agree with that. But you do have to have some type of focus. So instead of focusing on your niche, instead of focusing on, say you are all about cooking, what if you put it in the mindset of, what about who's your target audience? What do they want to see? Okay. And if I give you guys a tip, your target audience is just a past version of yourself. So there you go. But if you focus it on your target audience, what are all the things that person may want to see that you can help them with, you can walk them through, you can educate them on, you can entertain them with, whatever that is, switching to target audience focus. Because as a person, like, yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I'm a woman. Yes, I'm Black. Yes, I'm all these different things. Yes, I love to go to the movies. I love to go to brunch. I love hanging out with my friends. So all of these things, if I'm a past version of my target audience, I can show all of these things on my content. Do you see what I'm saying? In my content. So switching from niching, feeling like I only have to talk about business and marketing, like I was able to switch that to actually be focused on my person, my people, on y'all. You know what I mean? Number 4 is something that I felt like I had needed to do for a while. I just didn't for some reason, out of disobedience. I paused the launches on my group coaching program. Why? And this was hard for me because I know the value that my group coaching program has in it. I know the work that I've put into that program. I know the people who have gotten amazing results from that program. So it was hard for me to stop the launching of it, but I really felt like it was on my heart. I'm like, I had to go back to the root, and I was like, what did God ask you to do? What did God ask you to do? You know what he asked me to do? He asked me to create content. He asked me to create content. And guess what I wasn't doing? Creating content. And so in order for me to prioritize creating content, I paused the launches of my program. Yes, I still have clients working with me inside of that program and all that good stuff. The program is still going, but the doors are closed, if that makes sense. And so I did that out of obedience. I did it because it allows me to refocus my content, because how I promote that program is through my content. And so I wanted to refocus my content first before I started. I feel like I had to keep pushing it out and keep promoting it and keep marketing it and I'm like, that's just one aspect of me. The marketing side of things is just one thing that I believe I can bring value in that space of, if that makes sense. So I paused those launches just to give me a moment to breathe and to just figure out what I want my overall brand to be. Okay, so what kind of happened is my brand became all about my program when that's not how, that's literally only 10% of it, you know? And so yeah, we paused the actual launches on my program. I will say I don't know when it's gonna open back up. So if y'all see it open back up, because I don't know, listen, I'm going by God's lead. If y'all see it open back up, I don't know how long the door is gonna be open. So if you want in and you see the doors open, go for it, join the wait list, all that good stuff, so you can be updated and know all about it. But as of now, the doors are closed while I work with clients that are currently in there, but get on the wait list. That way you can know whenever the doors do open back up. Number 5, and it also pertains to content and just brand and business as a whole, is I created a content schedule that worked for me. I feel like for the longest time, I felt like I was trudging through the mud for content, for creating stuff, for doing the very thing that I had confirmed over and over and over again, which was creating content. And I felt like I wasn't figuring out the most seamless and simple way of getting that done for myself. And that was a problem, okay? So I created a content schedule that works for me. It is simple. It's 2 videos a week. We post on Instagram, we post on TikTok. We are still on, we're like multi-channel marketing approach. However, it's not doing the most, if that makes sense. And also my priority is YouTube, and my number 1 priority is YouTube. My second priority is Instagram. And so as long as I hit those markers, I'm good. Like I'm good. Everything else, it's okay. That's literally how I think of it. It's okay. Like it's fine. So YouTube, we now post on Sundays and Wednesdays every week. And it has helped me so much, just getting back in the flow of content, getting back in the flow of it. And also it has helped me to fall back in love with content. If you guys look back at some of my videos, that was one of the issues I had, and I think I've talked about this in past vlogs, is that I have fallen out of love with content because I felt like I had to make a certain type of content to promote my program, when my program is not my whole brand. And that's where I was going wrong, which is what I just said earlier. But yeah. So the content calendar has, in the new content schedule that works with my schedule, works really, really well. Like if you also work a 9 to 5, then maybe you need to figure out a time where you can film videos undistracted. Maybe that's like after work, nobody's bugging you. You know what I mean? Like maybe that is on a Saturday, like right now it's a Saturday and I've batch filmed several videos for you guys to make sure I stay consistent with my content schedule. And so figure out a time that works for you and stick with the plan. Something else that has helped me tremendously as well is like where I can hire, I do hire. And so I have a video editor and I work with him here and there. Like, he doesn't edit every single video of mine, but he does help me here and there. And I will say, I want to caveat this next section, and you don't need these things, okay? This is something that has helped me make sure that I can pump out what I'm wanting to pump out at the rate without burnout, okay? That's always the caveat. If you can only get 1 video out a week without burnout, then go for that. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, I have the ability to pour into somebody else's business while they of course help me with mine by editing my videos. And then also I hired a social media manager, and she is kind of how we have split that up. Is I say I'm the content creator, I'm like not like the master content creator, whatever, and she is the content distributor and repurposer. And so she's pushing out the content, she's on my Instagram, she's on TikTok, you know what I mean? Like she's the one sending out my emails every week, she's doing that. And so that has helped me so much, being able to like step back and put my hands up and focus on the things that I am really good at, that God has given me the skills to do, while she focuses on the things that she's really good at and God has given her to do. And so yeah, that's kind of the rundown of that. But again, I caveat that to say I have not always been in the position, or even just had a video editor and a content or a social media manager. I haven't always had that, nor do you need that in order to, like, again, this is literally based on avoiding burnout, okay? So yeah. Also, I will say this is not a part of my list that I'm looking at over here, my different points that I have for you guys. But one other thing I will say that has helped me is there came a point where I felt like business and my brand, I started resenting it, because it felt like that was the thing that was keeping me away from my family, my friends, from the fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like I had fallen out of love with content. So imagine I'm like trudging through the content mud, not having fun with it, and then not having time to do fun stuff outside of that. That's gonna burn out anybody, okay? So finding time to hang out with my friends, to hang out with like my family, to hang and do things that I enjoy, going on solo dates, whatever that is, traveling, getting out, enjoying life, okay? That's the point of content, is not to be sitting here recording content all the time and not enjoying life. So I think that's one of the other biggest changes that I made too, was just allowing myself to live. Okay, so if this video was helpful for you guys, I have another video that I want you guys to check out that's right here. It literally walks you through my monthly plan that has allowed me to get so much stuff done, and also of course avoid burnout, which is the theme of this video. So if you want to check that out, be sure to do so. It's right here for you guys, and I'll link it down below in the description box for you as well. All right, you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending your time with me. And I hope this video has helped you. If you guys are a 9-to-5er, a side hustler, full-time entrepreneur, I do hope this video has helped you so freaking much. I love you to the moon and back, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.